Hello, and welcome to the Ingles table. My name is Susan Murray, and I'm delighted that you're here. Today, we're going to make some delicious dishes together. Here at the Carolina Bed and Breakfast, our philosophy is simple. Food should be fresh, flavorful, innovative, attractive, and made with love, which is why we've partnered with Ingles to bring you these recipes. In my cookbooks, I've shared some of my favorites from a life lived abroad. And today we're looking at recipes that our guests here at the B&B absolutely love. I think you will too. Now, let's get cooking. So I just got back from Ingles, and this morning I'm going to make for you some delicious lemon mascarpone stuffed French toast, Carolina style. Now we call it Carolina style because it's a little different from the French toast that you'll get other places. I like to think that it's a little lighter. We use ingredients that are very fresh, and all of them of course can be found at Ingles supermarket. So the first thing we're going to do is just take some plain white bread. No need to go for fancy bread, just some plain white sandwich bread. And I'm going to cut that into little medallions. Medallions are round circles like this. Now I use a special ring, but if you can just buy a cookie cutter that will do this. If you don't have a cookie cutter or you don't want to go get one, just go ahead and cut this into fourths. The object is to just have not such a big piece of bread so that you can really enjoy it without feeling stuffed at the end. So we're going to cut a circle out of that. And then we're going to put this bread aside. Now normally you would think, oh, that's wasted, but it's not, because you'll find that you can use that in some other recipes, one of which I'm going to share with you later on in this series. So we're going to get our three circles here. I use 6 slices of bread per person. So everybody gets 3 medallions. There they are, just like that. And we're going to open them up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go, just like that. And this is the base. This is lemon curd. It's made out of fresh butter, lemons, eggs, and you can of course make it yourself. The recipe is in my cookbook, Our Family Table, Recipes and Lessons from a Life Abroad. But if you don't want to go to all of that trouble, you can find it at Ingles supermarket in the jams and jellies section. So I'm going to take some lemon curd here. And then we have mascarpone cheese, which is an Italian cream cheese, also available at the deli section in Ingles. Right, and just spreading a little bit of the mascarpone on each one of these. Okay, this is a lovely soft cheese. Not really like an American cream cheese, except for in that it spreads and it's white. It's a little bit sweeter, and it's a delicious thing. It melts down wonderfully with the lemon curd. Then we're going to take some of the lemon curd and put that on top too, and on each one. Right, whoops, a little bit more there. You can see it has such a sunny, bright color. This is one of my favorite things. I actually learned about lemon curd when I lived in England, where they like to serve it with their cream teas in the afternoon. So there's that. We're going to top those up together. So now I have made, that's enough for 1 person there, and I've made some here so we have enough for 2 people, because mostly people come to our bed and breakfast in 2s. And now I'm going to make the batter. And while I'm making the batter, I'm going to turn the oil on over here. Now you'll see that I have, it's a pretty thick layer of oil. It's almost 1.5 inches to 2 inches here. And you're going to want to really fry these in a different way. Sorry about that. There we go. Fry these up. And this is a trick that Rachel Ray taught me, how to find out when your oil's hot enough. We're going to turn it onto a medium-high heat, and you put a wooden spoon in there, and you just let that wooden spoon sit there in the oil, and when it gets bubbles around the edges, then we'll know that it's hot enough to start the French toast. Right, so we're going to move over here and make the batter. Right, so for the batter, it's 1 egg per person, so I'm going to make enough here. Actually, I'm going to make enough for 4 people just to make the batter, but you can totally do it for 2. So it's 1 egg per person here. This is very easy that way because everything works out. You just keep adding people. You add 1 more egg, 1 tablespoon of milk per person, and 1 teaspoon of sugar per person. So there we go, 4 eggs in here. And as I said, it's 1 tablespoon of milk per person, so this is 4 tablespoons of milk right in there. 4 teaspoons of sugar. And I like to add a little bit of vanilla to it just to give it a little bit of flavor. And we're going to put that right in here. It also, the vanilla goes very nicely with the blueberry compote that we're going to put on top of our French toast when it's ready. Now you can whisk this, and this is sort of a fun fact as well. We used to live in Paris, and we went up to Mont Saint-Michel. And up in Mont Saint-Michel, there is a restaurant there that's called La Mère Pollard, which is more than 200 years old, and they've been making omelets there for 200 years. So I learned there that if you're going to beat eggs and you want to really incorporate the egg white, all you have to do is whip it 40 times. More than that, you're just going to end up with a tired arm. Less than that, and that egg white won't be as nicely it mixed in with the yolk. However, it's a lot easier to just use an immersion blender. Right, so we pull that up nice and frothy like that. And I'm going to take a look back here at my oil and see if it's getting hot. It's not quite ready yet, but it's starting to get there. You can see it starts to move a little bit in shape. But while that's, again, getting hot, I'm going to pour this into a pie tin, just like that. And put our French toast in there to soak. Now, if you're going to make this and you have a crowd and you want to do it so that you don't have to work so hard in the morning, you can actually prep these French toast circles and just keep them overnight in the refrigerator and then make your batter up in the morning and you're good to go. So here we go. And while that's going on, I'm also going to heat up my blueberry compote back here. Let's see which one. That's the one back there. And just put that on real low so it just gets kind of nice warm going to it here. And you can see that if you look at this really closely, you can just start to see these bubbles coming up around the spoon. So that means that that is just about ready. So now that it's gone, now this is what makes this French toast different. This is a fair amount of oil, as you can see, and I fry them up almost like donuts. So they're going to hit that fat and they're going to bubble just a little like this. It's about 2 minutes on a side. And I'm going to show you how to know when it's time to turn them. Right, there we go on that one, and there. Turn that up just a touch. So now you can see that it's really bubbling up around the edges, and there's a couple of things you can look for. It will actually start to get brown right around the edge there, and but if you just pick it up and take a look, you can see that it starts to get a nice golden brown. It really only needs to cook for about 2 minutes on a side. So we're just going to flip that over and flip this one over, and you'll see that the other side is going to puff up really nicely, kind of like a donut. Let's get that flip there. Whoop, that one's not ready, so just flip it back over again. Sometimes they all have to cook at their own speed. Falling apart there. That one's going. And get in there. Last one, is that one that wasn't quite ready? They all kind of have to cook at their own time, but you can see that it's a very fast dish to make. And often what I'll do is I'll preheat the oven so that I preheat it, just keep it warm. You can put them in the oven while people are finishing their coffee or their orange juice. It doesn't hold for too long because it is a fried dish, but it will hold for 5 or 10 minutes there. So then we go like that there. And the second side will cook much faster. Just keep giving a peek at it. All right, there we go. This one's just about done. And I'm going to take that out, put these over here. So you can see that I'm going to flip that over. You see how it looks nice, and it kind of seals around the edges so that it's all closed up. And there we go. And now we are ready to plate these with blueberry thyme compote. This is I like to use a lot of herbs in my cooking. We grow herbs here in the Carolina, at the Carolina Bed and Breakfast, but you can buy them. They have a great selection at Ingles, so you can get fresh herbs there. And we're going to take this, move this out of your way so that you can see what we're doing. Here's a plate. I like to serve this with a little bit of bacon on the side and garnish it with just a touch of fresh thyme. There's some fresh thyme there. And we've got the blueberry thyme compote is right here. And I'm going to pick 3 of these and put them all together like that. 1, 2, 3. And get a spoon here. And here we go with these lovely fresh blueberries. And of course, blueberries are something that North Carolina is famous for. Although I've never successfully grown any blueberries here. I get them growing, but the birds get them, or the raccoons, or whatever else. I will take a little bit of the fresh thyme like this, just strip these leaves off right here, kind of sprinkle them across. Gives a nice scent to it. It makes it smell delicious. And a couple of slices of bacon. And so here you go. Breakfast is ready. Carolina-style French toast. We're out of time for today, but I want to thank you so much for joining us here at Ingles Table. Remember, you can find the full recipe ingredients right underneath the video player. Until next time, I'll see you online.